covering all your favorite parts of the 50-yard fight. This is the Inside the Walls podcast with Zach Kyleman and Jim Mernier.
Joining me and Jim today on the Inside the Walls podcast for our usual player interview, we are very pleased to be joined by a starting quarterback for the Jacksonville Sharks. He's also been very much all over the arena space in his time over the last several years between the AFL, the NAL. He's won an NAL MVP, by the way. Got to keep that in mind. Warren Smith joining us for the show. Warren, glad to have you on, man. I've been looking forward to this conversation. Jim's definitely, being the Sharks fan he has been looking forward to this talk. How you doing, man? Camps are getting started. Season's around the corner. What's going on?
Not much, man. Doing well. Can't complain. And just got into Jacksonville a couple days ago. We were into day 2 of camp today, getting into day 3 tomorrow. Got all the physicals, got all that logistic stuff done with. And, now just getting into the football part of it, trying to form an identity of this football team and, taking it day by day, step by step, and, trying to put the best product out there for the Shark fans and hopefully make a run at this NAL title.
I right off the gate, I kind of, just because you bounced around in the arena league scene for a minute, you've definitely had some successes, whether it's been in Spokane. I enjoyed your time when you played for the Atlantic City Blackjacks, backing up Randy Hippard back there. You had a little bit of gap. 2017, you won in Lehigh Valley. You had an NAL MVP season, one of the top teams in the league, 9-1 record and everything. Stellar year. And now you're, back last year, first year kind of circling back around again. How's the league changed for you in that short period of time from, say, that early chaotic period, and now we're kind of settled down with more, it seems, established franchises now?
Yeah. I mean, I always try to stay home, close to home, guys. I'm from New Jersey. It makes my life a lot easier with my teaching job back at Lacey High School.
Okay.
But I played in Lehigh. It was close. It was only 2 hours away back in 2017. And we had a lot of success. But, basically me coming here kind of just like I had to take a leave from school. And basically they were my administration was really good with that. So I'm here for the first month. Before I get anything started, I'm going to let you know I'm only here for the first month. Then I got to go back.
Okay.
I got to go back and finish school. That was the deal. So I made a deal with my coach that come here for camp, build an identity, learn the offense, help out the young quarterbacks, and then I'll be here for the first 1 or 2 games, and then I got to head back and finish school. And then when school's out, first week of June, I come back. And now they could fly me in on game day. That's up to coach if that's what he wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand the situation. I understand he's a head coach. He's got to make those decisions. So I'm just trying to right now, do my best in the next 3 weeks. So to show him my value, and hopefully, he can fly me in on games. But if not, I totally understand it. In the summertime, I'll be here for the final stretch. But yeah, the journey's been crazy, like you've been saying. The NAL has totally changed since the last time I was in it. Last time I was in it, 2017, the AFL was still around. So I'm not saying that the competition wasn't great, but the best arena football players weren't even in that league at the time,
right?
Because they were at the AFL level. So now the NAL has now almost become the new arena football league, considering the AFL is gone. And so a lot of these East Coast, down south guys, that the top arena football players from 2019 and 18, they still want to play. This is the only league you can play in that has the same exact rules. So now there's some players that go to the IFL, and that's more on the West Coast, Midwest, but it's totally different rules, totally different motion stuff. You get 2 motions,
Mm-hmm.
not 1. It's more of an outdoor running philosophy type of game, which I have never played that style, and I hear a lot of good things about it. But like as an arena guy my whole life, I kind of want to stick to the rules that I know so I can help these younger guys out. So, I feel like the league has gotten better. I feel like the competition has gotten better just because this is the new AFL. This is it if you want to play arena style rules. So the league is good. I was in it last year with the Jersey team. There were some really good players, from all over the country that were playing. So I just, I'm coming towards the end of my career, I mean, I don't know if this is gonna be my last one or not. I mean, you never know, because I kind of want to be a head coach one day. So if I'm a head
Right,
coach in
right.
the high school level, you kind of got to give this up. But I'm still an assistant coach, so hey, it's a great summer job to have. It's fun. I'm very passionate about it, and I wanted to come to Jacksonville because it's such an established program. It's recognized as one of the best programs, organizations in the country when it comes down to professional sports in the arena league and the arena football realm. So, I've been all over the place, like you said, but I've played Jacksonville probably 5, 6, 7, 8 times. And I've always been curious of what it was around here. And, the situation popped up where Coach Burley reached out to me. And I was like, I'm going to take a chance on these guys because I trust them, trust Coach. Organization's well respected throughout the country. And, I want to be part of a good organization. And I feel like that has a lot to do with your success. You can have a great team, but if you don't have those parts in place, it's very hard to win in this league. And these guys take care of all that stuff. And that's why I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely. And I mean, Jim will say this for praises. I mean, Jacksonville has been a cornerstone of the NAL for reasons. I mean, they were one of the founding members to get this thing started, of course, but I mean, they've been a quality organization in arena for some time. So, I completely understand that point. I want to touch back on this because that's a bit of a revelation here in terms of your position now with the Sharks, at least in terms of this first few seasons. So you are going to be essentially getting the playbook down, tutoring up Malik Henry to help get him up to speed. And you're kind of like essentially the mentor, like you're the master and the apprentice type of situation in a way. Is that what I'm understanding?
Well, that's kind of how it's going to be. And how any game can shake up. Anyone can go out there and play. But yeah, my biggest thing here, I think, I'm trying to put myself in Coach Burley's shoes. I think we have a lot of young, very, very talented football players on this team, and we don't have too many veterans. And I feel like he kind of wanted to bring me in for that veteran leadership type thing, and to help develop Malik, because Malik's a very good athlete and a very good quarterback, and I'm excited about him. And if I can help any of these guys out, and make this team a little bit better, that's my job. And then guess what? I get to go out there and throw the ball around, score some touchdowns. Like that's what I'm going to do. So if the coach wants to, roll me out there and play, I'm ready. Whatever coach, obviously we got to get Malik ready to roll because, I don't know what the season looks like it's going to happen. It's kind of up in the air yet still.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm trying to help him out, get him ready because he's a good kid. He's smart. He's eager to learn. And as an arena football player, an arena quarterback, especially a young one, you got to be willing to, learn because it's not what you've been doing. You know what I mean? Outdoor football is totally different. You got to, have an open mind because it's everything that you've learned as a quarterback, like your fundamentals and your reads, are kind of out the window in arena because it's such a different style of football, And
Right.
He's got all those tools. He's very, very gifted. So, I'm trying to help him out, get him ready. And obviously get myself ready. At 32 years old, I got to get myself ready too. So it's a good. Put it this way, it's a good situation to be in. And like I said, I'm here. I'm a team first kind of guy, and my goal is to win a championship. So whatever it takes for the team, I'm all in.
Hey Jim, I would say you got a pretty good coach QB hybrid going on right here with Warren. That's what it sounded like. It's awesome, man.
Well, it seems like it's the Sharks' way. Tommy Grady and Aaron Garcia in the past won the AFL day. So we're used to veteran quarterbacks coming here, establishing the culture and passing on to the younger players. And Warren Smith just said that that's basically what he's doing. Hey, my question is to you, man, is you got a receiving core that's not getting a lot of praise in the National Arena League, but they have great experience, except for Devin Wilson. Rob Jones and Naquan Murray, who came out of Florida State, who I think played for Malik Henry at the time at FSU. How is it going to, in your mind, work with those receivers, especially in your first year here in Jacksonville?
Yeah, no, like I said, like you just hit on the head. We have the veteran guys like Devin and Cam, and then a couple like McGee. Then you got some young guys, like you said, like the Rob Jones. We got Naquan's my roommate. I mean, he's trying to learn the game. He's very talented, very special receiver, played at a really high level. So like we have explosive weapons all over the place. And really for the young guy, it's just getting these young guys to understand the game. You know, you only got 2 weeks to form an identity and teach these guys the arena way. And that's our goal. And these young guys are super talented. That's why they're here. And it's our job to get them and put them in the right spots to succeed. So it's honestly, I'm throwing routes on air today. I'm watching these guys run around. You know, they got guys like Kelly Floyd, all these guys. They're very, very talented. And you know, time will tell. You know, we got to stay healthy. You got to get these guys right, take care of their bodies. And you know, I can't say enough about this receiving corps. It's exciting because we have a good mix of veteran and young. And that's always what you want. You want that. You know, you always want that balance because, you know, you don't know how durable the older guys are going to be. And you got to get the younger guys ready to go. And they got to make a name for themselves because they're not here forever. They want to get some film. They want to go out and go back to the NFL, wherever they've been, you know. So, you know, they're hungry to learn and get on the field and get some film. And to get on the field, you got to play well in practice. You got to understand the playbook. You got to learn the arena way. And once you do that, you get on the field, make some plays, get some film. Guess what, man? You go back to the NFL. That's what we're all rooting for. And I mean, this is my NFL, so this is the highest level I ever played at. So I look at it just like this is my NFL. You know, whether making millions or making thousands, don't matter.
Well, I think tomorrow or when this podcast drops on Thursday, you won't be the oldest person at the camp. Rumors broke today that Mike Hollis, ex Jacksonville Jaguar kicker, is trying out for the team. What do you think about that, honestly, with a vet him who played 6-7 years with the Jacksonville Jaguars back when I was in freaking middle school or elementary? It's been a while, but what do you think about an old timer like Mike Hollis trying to go back into the league and trying to see if he still has it?
Well, I mean, just from a organization standpoint, I look at it as it's going to sell tickets, right? He's obviously a veteran in the Jacksonville area, and the guys obviously can kick it. You know, they used to kick off from the 30-yard line, and he used to put it in the end zone. So if he can do that, or even a little bit less, guess what? You have the chance to kick a deuce, or you don't. You know what I mean? Your goal is as a kicker, you want to kick it, at least be able to reach full field. Right. And obviously, he has the leg for that. So to me, I think it's a home run. You know what I mean? If the guy wants to come out, he's probably going to practice once a week and kick the ball for us.
He's a kicker.
That's it. That's it. You know, it's like a glorified bartending job for him at that point. No, it's honestly, it's really cool to have, I found this out about 4 hours ago, so it's kind of brand new news to me. I'm excited to meet him. I imagine he plays some golf. I want to hang out with him, talk to him, play some golf with him, and you know, catch up with him and see what he's all about. But it's definitely a good thing for the Sharks and for our team in general, and for the Jacksonville area as well. You know, it's a good thing.
You know, you talked about kind of that learning or getting these guys up to speed. It's funny, the new element this year, you're talking the arena way. We're even more into the arena way this year with, you know, Iron Man. I know that doesn't really affect your position as much per se. I mean, quarterbacks generally are the specialist positions on offense, of course, but I mean, you do have to get that up to speed. How's your research or thoughts been on Iron Man so far? Again, your spot doesn't get affected as much, but I mean, it does affect the rest of the roster you are playing with, though.
Right. So the thing is, Iron Man is it's a funny term when we talk about Iron Man. We're still dressing 21 people, I believe. We're still dressing. So to me, Iron Man's really 19, because back in the day they used to only dress 19, like before it all started, and that was true Iron Man. So this is an Iron Man type, you know, because this is basically like old school AFL. Like when I started in the AFL in 2014 and 15 and 13 with Tampa and Spokane, those guys, it was always 21. So to me, it's more like it's not going to be as much switch over as you think, because you can still dress 4 in each position, you know what I mean, and get away with it. And you'll have some people that go back and forth, no doubt. But it's good because, especially the way we're practicing right now, I like the way Coach Burley's got it set up. Like all receivers and all DBs practice both sides of the ball.
Yes.
like just and like if they're primarily offense, you know what I mean? We do most offense, but then we'll give them a small period of practice where they work on the basic defensive back skills. And when the linemen get here, we'll do the same exact thing with them. And I think it's important because I've been in games where like you get caught where you're down a receiver or you dress an extra DB and you only dress one receiver, or I'm sorry, you dress three receivers and one of those guys go down. Someone's got to be ready to go. So I love it. I mean, that to me, it's how the game's played, and that's how I was taught. You know, I mean, I've been a jack linebacker before. I had to go over there as a backup quarterback. I had to practice some jack linebacker before. So,
Really?
yeah, back when I was Spokane, when we had Arvell Nelson, me and him, he was starting. I was playing jack on scout team, you know, helping him out and stuff like that. So all kinds of, yeah. So I think it's great. It's great for the league. But I don't think it's going to be as much flip over the side of the ball as much as you think. You know, that's if everyone stays healthy. I mean, but again,
Sure.
back in the day, it used to be 19 guys. So if you think about it, you got eight guys on offense, 8 guys in defense. That's 16. You got a backup quarterback. That's 17. You got a kicker. That's 18. Then you have one swing guy. Those days, the 19 dress, they were really doing it. They were really doing it. So
I bet.
21, I think you won't see as much as you're anticipating because of the name Iron Man. But we'll see. I mean, who knows? Who knows? But I'm excited about it. You know, it's cool seeing the DBs come over in the huddle and try to run some routes, and it's good to see the receivers play some defensive back. And once the linemen get here, you know, we'll do the same thing with the bigs too. So it's cool, and I think it gives the player a different perspective. It might actually help them. It might actually help them with their primary positions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Understanding, getting taught how to take certain things away on defense, or how to take advantage of certain things on offense. If you're a defensive back, you know, I think it helps you out. It makes you more of a student of the game, in my opinion.
That's a great way of taking it. I don't think many of us usually think of it that way. I think we always focus on like, well, my weakness is because I'm a defensive guy. So my weakness would be say catching the ball, running or receiving and routes, or having to run the motions or things like that. But I do find that as a way, like, you are in that position. Like, that's awesome. You are in that position. You're able to take those skills and go, okay, what's the guy across from me then going to maybe do? You know, am I able to on the fly adjust to that? Do I now know tendencies a bit better? You know, takes yeah, exactly what you're saying.
Right.
Student of the game. I love that quote. That's why I'm re-referencing that. Great choice of words. Good choice of words, Warren.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I mean, it's that's what it is. You know, it's what it is. It's like it gives you it just gives you a different perspective and helps you out on the other side of the ball. You know, and guess what? You know, like sometimes we'll find a good DB that might be a better wideout than we thought, or vice versa. We might find a DB that was a wideout at first, and then it might launch them into a different career from here. You know, I mean, you don't know how it works, but yeah, I think it's awesome. I love it, to be honest.
Nice. Yeah. Jim?
I was going to like switch it up to your playing career in Lehigh and in Jersey. You've been all around Spokane, Tampa Bay. As a visiting quarterback, most hostile environment you played in arena football?
Most hostile environment I ever played in arena football. There's been, I mean, I gotta say, it's like Jacksonville's up there. You know, Jacksonville's up there. I've played against the Philadelphia Soul in some playoff games. They had some good crowds. I played in San Jose with Spokane. I mean, Spokane's been a great place to play. I never played against Spokane, but I felt bad for quarterbacks that had to come to us, you know?
Right.
You know, but I would say Jacksonville's right up there, man, right up there. Like, I think it also depended on the game too, like what was at stake. But I mean, I played a playoff game in Philadelphia, and that was electric. I played in the playoff game against Baltimore in the Arena Bowl with DC against Baltimore. That was electric. I've been in Albany 2 or 3 times. That was electric. You know, like, and then I mean, I can just remember being in Jacksonville. I've been to Jacksonville 4 or 5 times. And never easy to play. Can never hear yourself on 3rd down or 4th down. So, you know, you got to go silent snap count, get it all. You got to practice that all week. But definitely top 3 favorite place to play, Jacksonville, for sure. If I had to break it down like that for you.
Well, now they're on your side. I know that for sure. So I'll be there cheering for you this time around.
Yeah, you better do good because they're not going to give you any. They're not going to give you a second chance around here. So you got to perform too. So
yeah,
I'm excited.
I've said that multiple times on this show that Jacksonville's last year, how the team performed last year, and the people I've talked to within the organization, they're not losing this year. That's why they went full in this year. It's like we're not having back to back, and that's not the Jacksonville Sharks mentality. I think we've had 2 losing seasons as a whole franchise, and then we've been around since 2010. That tells you that it's not like the team across the street. They don't like losing here, especially in the Visar Veterans Memorial Arena. So
100%, and that's that has a lot to do why I decided to come here, and just, I wanted to play for a team that does it right, from top to bottom, from the interns that are taking care of the laundry to the head coach to the ownership, like they do it all. It speaks volumes. That's why they've only had 1 or 2 losing seasons, because they take care of those things. And then they let the players play, and then they have coaches that know how to put their athletes in the right place, right time, and that's a game of football, man. That's what it is, but like making sure you're organized in practice, make sure you're like everything's taken care of, making your players feel good. That has such a big role in arena football. I don't think a lot of new owners don't understand, because they get their feet wet in this league, and they try to start a team. And yeah, they might have a stadium, they might have some turf, they might have, a cool little practice facility, but they're not taking care of the players, and not doing the right sponsorships, not taking care of those things. Like, it don't work, and then they usually don't last. And I've seen many teams come and go, and there's a reason why Jacksonville's still standing,
Mm-hmm. Completely understandable. And yeah, I mean, I feel that we've talked off air on this subject, where it's like, it's one thing to, highlight and tote that you got a team, but it's another to, execute the things properly to make it a quality franchise is what at the end of the day matters. They lasting beyond one season and having something that a community can enjoy is very much more important at the end of the day, especially for arena football of any sports history. If you haven't learned enough about that, that is very much prevalent, is all I can say. That is the only thing I have to tell you. Go and take a look. Warren, I have my own curiosity out of your career that we were coming in the show, and I of course teased it. And I enjoy all levels of the sport, whether it's arena, where it's outdoor, whether it's, specific outdoor variations or league locations. And many people don't realize there's football across the seas. You got the chance to play in the German football league early on in your career, which to those in the diehard football community, it's one of the top leagues anywhere outside of North America. Tell us about your time with that. I mean, who'd you play for? I mean, especially for arena audiences, what's it like playing in Europe?
Yeah, so honestly, it was the best decision I've ever made in my life. Right when I graduated, I had a pro day. I was trying to go to the NFL, CFL, and things don't work out when you're a 6-foot quarterback with an average arm. So I had a coach that was on staff at the University of Maine that went overseas and played, and he always talked about it and was very, very adamant about how much of a great experience it was. You weren't going over there making millions of dollars, you were going over there for the experience. So of course, I picked his brain about it, and he gave me the contact information. I made myself like a Euro Players account. I don't know if you know about that. There's like a europlayers.com. You can make a little account, a little profile, highlight films. And I just sent all my film out to all these teams. And this one team from Dresden, the Dresden Monarchs, reached out to me. And I still had like 2 more weeks of school. They wanted me to come out the next day and play outdoor football. And I was like, I'm 100% in. I talked to my parents about it, but I was like, but I got to graduate. I got to wait 2 more weeks. So we waited 2 weeks. They played 2 more games, and they flew me out there. They pick you up at the airport. They treat you like a rock star. and they put you in a little apartment with the other Americans. So in the GFL, you can only have 2 Americans on the field at one time. At least that was the rule when I was there.
Sure.
I'm not sure if they changed, but 2 Americans on the field at one time. So we had 5 Americans. We had myself, Larry Kroon was a tailback for UNLV. He was on his way out, like age 30 plus. He played with our tailback. We had Lamar Miles, who played for Louisville, played for the Jaguars for a little bit, middle linebacker. And we had and he was on his way out as well. And we had a DB receiver who like flipped sides and play. And his name was Chris Evering. He was from Arkansas, very good athlete. And then we had another receiver that came in halfway through the year named Jamal Smith. But it was really interesting the way like going out there, because these are all Germans you're playing with. It's like teaching people. It's like teaching football players that weren't that good at soccer that had to change sports, how to play football. Like cause everyone wants to be a soccer player in Germany. Everyone wants to, they don't want to be a football. They don't even know what American football really is. And that was the whole mindset of the GFL. They wanted to bring Americans over to adapt the sport of football to the country. And so basically they bring us over and we all live together as Americans. We got practice 3 times a week, like either it was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. I forget what it was. But part of our contract, every Tuesday and Thursday morning, we had to go coach the youth team. Like the youth German, so they have youth teams. So that was kind of the gig, like that was like your job. And these kids don't speak English, so you got to try to really demonstrate things and try to talk as slow as you possibly can for these people to pick it up. And so it was unbelievable. I had a great experience. My roommates I just named were awesome. They took care of me. I was the young buck. I was the 22-year-old at the time. They were the 28, 29, 30-year-old at the time. And they basically like cultured me a little bit. And we had so much fun. Like we were competitive. Our coach, Gary, was awesome. We had some really good Germans too, because, like I said, you only have so many Americans on the field at one time. So usually it's the quarterback and the running back. But then you get into like a 3rd down situation or a 4th and long situation. You take the running back out and you put the receiver in, but then everyone knows what you're doing. So you got to like strategize like that, So we actually had a really good German tailback. We had a couple German wide receivers where we didn't really have to do too much. Like we weren't that predictable, and we had a great experience. We did really well. We went like 10 and we won. We lost like 1 or 2 games, and we lost in the semifinals to a really good team in Kiel. But what an experience! Like I recommend any guy that doesn't make it to the NFL or CFL right away that wants to keep playing. Early on, I would go out there. I would definitely go out there and experience it. One of my teammates from Atlantic City, Rashad Stills, he went and did it. I told him about it, and he hasn't came back yet. And so he loves it out there. He's basically moving out there. But it was a great experience. Nice. You play outdoor football, college rules. My coach reached out to me the week before I went out there. He was like, "Give me your top 5 pass concepts and top 3 run plays that you like, that you ran, and we'll implement it, and then we'll show you our offense as well." So it was a very smooth transition, and I'll tell you what, I still communicate with a lot of those guys out there, man. They're like I want to go out there for a game when I get a chance. When I'm done playing arena football one day, maybe I'll head back out there because they take care of you, man. You're a rock star. They give you a car, they give you a bike, they give you an apartment, they give you food. They they put you on billboards. They all kinds of good stuff. Yeah, it was really cool. I mean, at least the team I was at, they did it right. Like I said, the Dresden Monarchs. Shout out to those guys, man. I had a blast. I mean, just imagine a 22-year-old single dude going out to Europe. Trust me, I had more fun than I thought I would.
I'm waiting for our YouTube version to get flooded with comments from Germany now. Now, like, Warren, yeah. No, that's great. Look, me and Jim actually have a buddy. Mine played, actually, no joke. I'll share the story on here. Him and I was the center. He was the quarterback. He's currently playing in the Austrian Football League right now.
And that league is just as good. I heard that league's really established out there.
Absolutely. I've heard it's it's basically on par, if not maybe slightly below GFL. Like but that still is like a good praise from anyone that you can get.
Yeah, when I was playing, they have the Euro Bowl where like the best team in the GFL, they play each other, and it's always even match. It's always good. Yeah, the Australia League's always been great. I wanted to go out there, but I took the arena bowl route. I mean the arena football route. Sorry, and it is what it is. Like I'm happy with the decision I made. So.
Yeah, but I mean, to at least us, it seems like you made the most of it. You've had plenty of great games in arena. You've gotten your times on some great rosters, some teams that have, you've been around the ring. You'd be able to travel around the country, too. So, I get that. But hey, and you can say you played in Germany.
Right.
Not many can do that either.
That's right.
That's great. Jim, anything other questions you got?
I was going to ask him, playing in Germany and the advancement now, ELF, that's the bigger league now over there. You guys know anybody that's over there right now, or is it just you're just a fan from over here because you have experience with the GLF?
Yeah, I mean, I know that I still keep in contact with a few Dresden players that were really young when I was like they were my age. Now they're my age over there, and they're like the older guys. Like I said, I had one guy from Atlantic City go over to, I think he went over to Croatia and played. So, I mean,
yes.
I don't know anybody in that league. Yeah. So, but there's a couple of leagues out there too. So, I mean, my buddies, I mean, I still keep in contact with the Dresden guys, and I'm always following their pages and liking their stuff. I don't know. I mean, I don't really follow it too much besides the Monarchs. I mean, I follow those guys. A lot of those fans still communicate with me. So, I'm definitely going out there, hopefully soon, to stay out with one of those guys and just hang out and catch up maybe for a couple of weeks in the summertime when school's out for me, when I'm done playing, obviously.
Right. Again, I find this conversation has definitely changed a bit differently now that we understand your situation better coming in. But I mean, it still is fascinating, like I said, just getting that at least the way you're talking about possible last hurrah type of moment, go out on top here. Before we go here, I wanted to kind of spin by this and something that Jim brought up, because again, the Sharks have such a pedigree of success in trying to hold up, being a winning team, getting these winning seasons. Obviously last year, credit, yes, it was a pandemic shortened season, based on the schedule and the delays, 2-6 roster, just missed the playoffs. You're coming in and, you're now with the understanding what you're doing, you're not only going to be at least playing for part of this and kind of coaching up, but like you're on a roster that I think, at least to those locally and those diehards in Jacksonville, that's a bit more pressure in a league that right now is quite jam-packed with talent at this very moment. Obviously you have a little bit different path with how you're going to with how you handle that pressure, but I mean, I'm assuming that is something you are relaying, like, hey, odds are a little bit more, the stakes are a little higher this season for you guys.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think any competitor that goes into any season, I honestly, between you and I don't really look at it as like, oh, they had a not so good year last year. I just know they're the Jacksonville Sharks. I think they're just well respected, well known, and you got to bring your A game. And if you don't bring your A game, you'll hear it from the fans, and you probably won't be here for too long. So, again, I'm just trying to get these young boys ready to roll, get myself ready to roll, because I don't know exactly what my role will be when it comes to game day, but I'm excited, and I'm ready. I'm ready to throw some touchdowns and win some games, and hang out in the Shark Tank.
Right. To chat it up with Jim at some point. It'll come down to the floor.
Absolutely. Anytime, man. Anytime, Jim. You reach out to me.
Section 108. That's where I'm at. That's my section.
Right.
Hey, I've been telling him too. I got to get to a game, and he's slowly chipping away, going, make a trip to Jacksonville. Like, I will. I'm in Indianapolis.
Right.
I have like any variety of picks I have to make. I'm still like at minimum 5+ hours away from any destination, but I still love this league that much. So we'll find a way out there, or they just put a team in Indianapolis.
Well, I mean, in the summertime, I'll be here full time. Once school's out, I'm bringing everything down, so I'll be here.
Nice.
So You know, I mean, and guess what, man? You got it's all about how you finish. So I'll keep myself in shape. Obviously, I'll probably be dressing for games if they're going to fly me in or not. I'm not sure. Again, a lot of unknowns. I think it's more about, you know, how I perform in camp and show them that I'm valuable enough for that role. And like I said, whatever happens, I'm ready, and I'm ready to take it in stride and play some football and help the Sharks win some games.
Well, Warren, thank you very much for your time on this show. Just sharing, you know, some stories, talking about the season, you know, giving us a little new information for us to consider now with, you know, talking about Jacksonville and all that. You know, wherever this lies for you this season or even past this, appreciate it. We'll be in touch for sure.
Absolutely, man.
Should be a fun year no matter what.
Absolutely, man. Guys, I really appreciate having me on. Have a good time, and wish you guys the best of luck with the show. You know, this is good stuff. Players enjoy this stuff. We appreciate this stuff. You know, it makes us feel like we're doing something right. You know what I mean? So it's good.
Thank you very much. That's very kind of you.
Covering all your favorite parts of the 50-yard fight. This is the Inside the Walls podcast with Zach Heilman and Jim Bernier.